I came home for Thanksgiving. The house was empty, except for my husband's stepfather in a rocking chair. A note said, "Gone on a cruise with my ex. You'll stay home and take care of stepdad, he needs you." The stepfather opened one eye and said, "Shall we begin?" I nodded. 4 days later, my husband was begging. The note trembled in my fingers as the blood drained from my face. Gone on a Caribbean cruise with Hannah. Mom decided to come too since she needed a break. You'll stay home and take care of Victor, he needs you. Back Monday. Brady. I read it twice, certain there must be some mistake. The paper fluttered to the kitchen counter as my hand went numb. He's not coming back until Monday, is he? The raspy voice behind me made me jump. I turned to see Victor watching me from the doorway, leaning heavily on his cane but with eyes far too alert for the decrepit old man Brady had described. "No," I managed, my voice barely audible. "No one is. They've all gone on a cruise." Victor nodded slowly as if he'd expected this exact scenario. "Left you with the dirty work, didn't they?" Classic Brady move. I had arrived at the Mitchell family home just 30 minutes earlier, my car packed with gifts and ingredients for Thanksgiving dinner. The silent house should have been my first clue. No delicious aromas of roasting turkey, no football game blaring from the living room television, no cheerful greetings. Instead, I found only an unheated house and Brady's stepfather sitting alone in a rocking chair, looking at me with those uncomfortably perceptive blue eyes. "I don't understand," I said, sinking into a kitchen chair. "We've been planning this Thanksgiving dinner for months. His mother was supposed to host. Everyone was coming." I pulled out my phone and tried Brady's number again. Straight to voicemail, just like the previous 3 attempts. Victor shuffled to the refrigerator and pulled out a pitcher of water. "Been like this all week. Quiet as a tomb." They left Tuesday morning. He poured himself a glass with slightly shaking hands. "Didn't even stock the fridge properly. Hope you brought groceries." I hadn't. I'd brought cranberries, sweet potatoes, and my special apple pie ingredients. Contributions to what was supposed to be a family feast, not provisions for an abandoned holiday. My phone pinged with a notification. With a surge of hope thinking it might be Brady, I quickly checked it. Instead, it was an Instagram alert. Brady's sister had tagged him in a photo. With trembling fingers, I opened the app. The image knocked the wind from me. Brady standing on a cruise ship deck, his arm around a young blonde woman I recognized as Hannah, his work colleague he'd mentioned increasingly often these past months. They were holding champagne flutes, toasting the camera. The caption read, #New Beginnings Caribbean Getaway with at Brady Mitchell and family. Family. The words stung like salt in an open wound. I scrolled through more photos. There was Brady's mother Elaine, sipping a cocktail, looking anything but like someone who needed a break from caring for Victor. Another photo showed Brady and Hannah at what appeared to be a romantic dinner. The post was time-stamped 2 days ago, which meant this had been planned long before Brady told me we were expected at his mother's for Thanksgiving. "Find something interesting?" Victor asked, studying my face. I turned the phone screen toward him. "They're on a cruise with Hannah from his office. The one he said was just a colleague." My voice cracked. "They've been planning this. While I was buying gifts and taking time off work for what I thought was a family Thanksgiving." Victor nodded grimly. "Hannah's been in the picture at least 3 months. She's called here asking for Brady several times." Pretty voice, terrible laugh. I stared at him. "You knew." "I know a lot of things they don't think I notice." He tapped his temple with a gnarled finger. "Mine's still sharp, despite what Brady tells everyone." My thoughts raced to our bank account. With shaking hands, I opened our banking app. 3 days ago, $5,200 withdrawal. Almost our entire savings. Money we'd been putting aside for a down payment on a house. The house Brady had promised we'd start looking for after the holidays. "He took our savings," I whispered, showing Victor the screen. "All of it." Victor wasn't surprised. "They've been doing the same to me for years. Taking a little here, a little there. For your care, Victor, they say. Meanwhile, the heat's turned down to save money, my medications are sometimes delayed, and Elaine buys herself another designer purse." I felt sick. This wasn't just about a ruined Thanksgiving or even the betrayal of an affair. This was calculated abandonment. Of me, of Victor, of responsibilities and promises. My phone rang. My best friend Leah calling to wish me happy Thanksgiving. I silenced it, unable to explain this humiliation just yet.